Hi, this is Cass from Aussie Cass Plays, and welcome to part 41 and my final episode of the Criminal Empire Challenge. It bothers me we're ending on part 41, I'm not gonna lie. I would have been happier with 40 or maybe 45, but here we are. It's Addison's birthday. We're gonna have a party. This is why everyone's in one place. And I want to have a little celebration. Rather than taking potluck on the traits with Maya and Giovanna, I've already aged them both up. But we're going to say this is also their birthday party. I'm just not going to have them blow out candles. Because if I do it via, not being in their family and having them blow out the candles from a different family, they'll get a randomly assigned trait. Yes, I could cheat it off, but I decided that I wouldn't. I gave Giovanna the foodie trait because I figured she's been living with Ashley for probably maybe 3 years by now. Ashley's a mad foodie. She's on the healthy living lifestyle. I've also put Giovanna on that lifestyle, like the healthy eating one. And I figured that's Ashley's influence on her. And for Maya, I can't actually remember. Oh, that's right. I gave her Insider, which I view in the context of Maya's personality as a negative trait because she wants to be in the in-group. Like, she's really susceptible to peer pressure. That's how I view that, because I can see the next series I play with these Sims, I can see that being relevant to her. So that's what I've done with them. Addison is still a teen, despite being the oldest of the three. And we're having a low-key... Oh, Maya, did you want to have some water or something, honey? It is a wedding venue. I've just changed the tables here rather than having like a central aisle. This is one of the venues I think Makayla got married in. I've just taken out like the wedding arch and stuff. Oh, look at all my Sims. I love them so much. I did give Giovanna a slight makeover. Like, I've changed her hair. It's grown out a bit at the sides. Now, we've got little Kayla here, but we don't have any of the other kids. I haven't got Nadia here because I figured that she's at home with their little one. I've just brought Ashley. Oh, it's a Lumberjackson. I wonder how she's related to the Lumberjackson that died at the burger joint. Anyway, kid maybe? I don't know. So Maya's over here murdering the violin already, which I love for her. We've got Addison's over here. Like, I'll have her thank everyone for coming. I've invited Jenny. And I want to get photos. What I've done, and this is more in anticipation of the next series, I've got Jason's done a painting of Carissa, which was worth $1,200 and is now worth $200, so I don't know what that's all about. We've got some photos of Lily, which I was going to have her take. I also wanted her to get a photo with her dad, because when she moves into the sorority house, I want her to have some photos from home, And the other thing is, you'll notice we now have 478,000 simoleons. The 400 is Addison's money. Alex and co don't know about that. You better not be flirting over there, sir. No, for real though. If he's flirting with someone other than his wife, I will be very mad. Happy because he's been mean to someone. And, oh, he's had something to drink already. Well, maybe I better get a photo of him before he gets untidy. Oh, she did witness Ross's death. She's still reacting to that. She was uncomfortable earlier. She seems to be a little bit more over it now, which is nice. Oh. I mean, it's funny, but it's not what Yeah, you are right to cry, Zane. Alex, who is almost an elder now. I'm just saying. Yep, you should look. He's like, hey, and she's like, Dad. Now, what I want to do is I want to have Addison talk to her sisters about her plan. So we're going to disband that group, and I should actually have also blow out the candles before this thing winds down. So we'll form a group with Giovanna and Maya. And I guess I'm going to have her come up here with them. We will have her blow out the candles. I'm just going to do it early because, sure, you can dislike photography. Ashley, that's fine. given how that photography photo session I just did went, I also dislike photography. Oh, I almost missed it. I can't miss it. That would be bad. We're all laughing at you. It's fine, Addison. There we go. Happy birthday, honey. All right. Now, she's self-absorbed and outgoing. I've tried to give... Actually, I don't know Giovanna. Oh, no, Giovanna's hot-headed. Maya, I'm viewing her insider trait as negative because it does have negative moodlet effects if you don't do anything with it. She's got self-absorbed. I kind of wanted each of them to have a negative trait, you know? I feel like it will make them more interesting, especially when we get to university in the next series. But let's see what it suggests. Bookworm? She is a straight A student, actually. Actually, let's go ambitious. There's a lot of ambitious Sims in this family tree as well, I have to say. Ambitious, self-absorbed, and materialistic. And actually active and mean. Also evil. That's the kind of vibe of this family, to one extent or another. Happy birthday, honey. Let's call Tamio. Just so that we can actually get the birthday party thing done. I'm not going to worry about anything else for birthday parties. Now, I would like the girls to sit together over here. And she's going to explain how, because they obviously are like, you know, interested in going to university. Oh, Maya, why? Why Clay? I hate Clay. It's bear night. Really? Right. Maya, please come and sit. And Carissa's joined. That's perfect. So Carissa's explaining how she's going to... Oh, Maya! Carissa's explaining how she's going to bankroll a sorority for the 3 girls. And, you know, any of their friends that they'd like to have along for the ride. Maya looks really mad. Like, really very mad. I wonder if someone sent something to Maya. I just feel like she's usually not. Like, she's usually the more mild-mannered Sim. But I could also see her, like, getting spun up about things. So we'll just start a gang gathering. Have them come and sit together. Who are you? Go away. I'm going to take the 3 of them back to our house and lock the freaking door. She's like, I have to talk to you guys. Come over. We're going to have a planning session right now. Let's do it. Okay, so the girls have come back to Addison's house and Maya's obviously got a case of the fidgets because she can't sit still. Now, oh, okay, what's happening here? Of course, we're just showing off how wonderful we are. And Maya just took a photo. Oh my lord. So basically, Addison's explaining, while, you know, Carissa nods and listens, that Aunt Carissa has volunteered to sponsor the girls going to university. And she's going to basically fund somewhere for them to stay, and she'll be effectively covering the bills. You know, they're all like, oh, thank you, Aunt Carissa, that's amazing. And Carissa's basically saying, of course, anything for my favourite nieces. Obviously, she's not admitting that the reason she's agreed to this is because she's bribing Addison. That's not a conversation that they're having. That's not in the full disclosure conversation. But yeah, basically she's like, look, you know, you're my favourite nieces. When I went to university, I mean, I lived in a private residence, but I would have loved to have been in a sorority. That would have been amazing. And I love the idea of you girls being able to go and have a sorority and bring together some like-minded sisters, like sisters beyond you 3 who are actually sisters to sisters in the sorority sisters. So, you know, I love that idea. Oh, Addison, honey, it's okay. Please don't go to sleep yet. Maybe they could dance together, have a little dance party. This is kind of what I was like more hoping would happen at the party, but it was just absolute chaos at that lot. Typical Sims fashion. So, you know, they're all like discussing, you know, oh, this is great. You know, where will we live? Well, I think we should live near Foxbury. That makes sense. Like near the campus so that we don't have to travel too far before classes. And, you know, they're obviously, oh my God, Carissa. I love these outfits. Like Maya's is just so wholesome compared to the others. Like, Giovanna's is very practical. It's like dressy but practical. This is actually her party wear. This is a formal wear. This is a formal wear, and this is a formal wear. And I just love that Maya is she's a little baby doll. I love her. What we're going to do, I have already got 3 other Sims to put in the sorority with them. I'll go through the rules in the start of the next series. But the idea is I can control all 6 Sims. There are minimum requirements. I think I said they have to all have Mischief 2 to enter the sorority. So these guys have all got Mischief 2 minimum. Addison's actually got at least Mischief 4, because that was a requirement of Criminal Empire. In fact, she's got 6. Other than that, I have to have them do at least 2 classes a term, all 6 of them. They all have to get a minimum of a B GPA. And I've got some other requirements around kleptomania and charity work. And then these 3 Sims, as the 3 main Sims of the sorority, will have additional requirements in terms of skills they have to get to and that kind of thing by the end of the challenge. So, like I said, I'll go through the rules I've come up with. I'm going to probably start with 2 classes each in the first term. And then we'll just see how it goes. Like, if it's easy, then I'll up it to 3. But I have a feeling getting 6 Sims at once through university doing 2 classes is going to be a problem. I'm also going to change the lifespans to long. I just don't want them to be adults by the time they graduate. So, yeah. Anyway, I'm very excited about that. Obviously, so is Addison. She is rocking out. Maya is keen to be in group, so she's also kind of shuffling her feet. These guys are bonding, which is great. Love to see it. Anyway, I'm going to quickly pop across to Carissa's household, and we're going to check in on Bruce. He didn't come to the party because he's very unwell. So it's the next day. Chris is taking the day off work, ostensibly to look after her sick husband, but she's basically parked him in bed and is working out. She's just been promoted, but because I loaded this lot after she was meant to have left for work, we're saying she's taken the day off. She is going to take a performance hit because obviously she didn't go. Now, she does need to work on her writing skill as well, so I might, have her do that. Let's have her update her social media, and then she's going to work on writing. Now, in terms of Bruce's health, she's had someone come over to check on him, but she deliberately called someone with not a great reputation, someone who was just like, get some bed rest, you've got chickenpox, something like that. And she was like, cool, yeah, chickenpox, definitely. I mean, to be fair, if it was a doctor who hadn't engaged with the occult, they wouldn't necessarily recognise an occult plague. Ooh, Dale's calling to chat. That is very surprising. She's gonna be like, hey, Dale, how are you? I assume he's ringing to, check up on Bruce. Maybe he's heard through the grapevine that Bruce has been really sick, and he's like, look, I just want to make sure he's okay, if there's anything I can do. She's like, thank you so much, honey. I really appreciate it. Now, one thing these guys haven't actually done yet is get married. And I'm actually thinking when Bruce wakes up, before he passes on, bless him, she's going to do a quick, I think he's dying, let's get married at his deathbed. Dale spread juicy gossip about Zane. Is it that he has a child with someone, like a fling of his? Because I think Chris already knows that. We should probably wait for Makayla to get home. And who would we invite over for a bedside wedding? Ideally a priest of some kind, but I don't know if we know a priest. Unless this bear is a priest. Let's invite Kiari, our bestest friend who is not not a member of the fam. She's like, oh, hey, Bruce and I are going to get married. He's been really crook, but I don't want to leave it too late, Not because once I'm married to him, I get all his stuff when he dies. That's definitely not the reason. Sure, there's some other reason for it. Bruce has, just checking in, he's got 10 hours. All right, Carissa's gotten herself into a low-key wedding dress, as you do. It was not intended to be a wedding dress, I think, when I originally picked it, but I think it works quite well, So we're going to come in here together. Come on, I know there's a thunderstorm, I get it. And then we're going to wake him up. She's going to say, because he's already quite disoriented and dazed, and she's going to be like, Bruce, it's time to get married. And he's going to be like, what? Okay. I'm not dressed for it though. And she's like, it's fine. I'm going to have... Sure. She's asking for toys. Daddy, can I have toys? And he's like, sure, you can have toys. Now, I actually think... Kiari, it's fine. It's just thunder. Oh my god. Talk about the thunderstorm. Now, I'm going to have her... She's not going to woohoo with him because she doesn't actually know whether or not the pox that he has, the rash, is contagious. Carissa's run away. Seems so awesome, especially when they're scared, you know? So she's coming back in and she's like, okay, honey, it's definitely time to get married. Don't worry about how you're dressed. He's like, okay. And she's going to go and have a shower after this because, you know, she's, he's touching her. This is not the marriage. Ah, gross. This is not the marriage I think Carissa was envisaging. Getting married in her fiancé's bedroom. But she really wants his money and he really doesn't have long to live. So she's like, I'll kiss him and then I'll go shower. And he's like, you know, it'd be great to be able to go on a honeymoon with you. And she's like, when you're better, honey, when you're better. Now, she's still assuming he's going to die. She's got her mother's notes on the statue and she knows it is fatal. Although when her mother used it, she used it to trigger fire. It was much quicker death. If I'd put the uncommon gemstone in instead of the rare one, that would have been the result. And I actually... gross! She's sitting here listening to music, by the way, which I think is hilarious. She's like, yeah, my parents are getting married, but I've got these sweet earbuds, so I'm fine. She's really happy. I love that for her. I had Bruce give her, because he had a pair of earbuds in his inventory, and I had him give them to his daughter. Partly because when he... This is going to sound bad, but, you know, we're contemplating murder here. So when he dies, his inventory will go into the household inventory, and sometimes that can be really quite annoying. I really want a shot with her just, like, paying zero attention in the background. All right, so she's like, see, you know, when you're feeling... She sat on the bed the whole time, like, I don't feel great about this. Let's express fondness to him. So she's like, when you're feeling better, we've got all these plans. We're getting on this amazing holiday. And Kayla's like, I want to go on a holiday too. And she's like, yeah, we'll go on a holiday together, honey. This is obviously kind of heartbreaking. Look at her. This is kind of heartbreaking for Kayla, I think. She's the one, like, she gets on better with her dad than her mum. I feel very sad for her because she's like, you know, about to lose her dad in a fairly gross fashion. But in the meantime, she's gonna go and scrub till she's raw because she's like, I do not know if he is contagious. She's cleaning her skin off, you know, using a mouthwash, making sure that if he's contagious, he didn't give it to her. Oh dear. What happens now? 8 hours, overwhelmingly poisoned. His spots have changed colour. So that's nice. He's got 8 hours left, apparently. The moodlet ran out, and then it switched to another one, which is, you know, annoying. But he's practicing boxing right now because he's dazed and feels on top of the world. He's like, I feel great. Like, you know, the spots have changed colour. I think that means they're fading. I'm feeling better. This is awesome. He does not look like he feels well. He's like, I got married. You know, and I get why she doesn't want to consummate our marriage while I feel a bit sick, like she's worried about me. But, like, I understand he's so worn out. It's the next morning, and Kayla's gotten up. She's checking in on her dad. She's like, are you feeling better? And he's like, yeah, I think I am feeling better. You know, the spots are starting to fade. I think the butler's like, fade? Really? Is that what we call that? Okay. You know, he's having a nice chat to her. I don't exactly know what about. I think Carissa's career is glitched. It's saying she needs to go to work, but we're not in actual work hours anymore. It's quite strange, but that's okay. Right, Kayla's completed her homework. She's about to head off to school, which is probably for the best. Oh dear. It's like probably for the best. Hopefully she'll leave before he dies because I feel like that would be very traumatic for her. Right, where are you, Bruce? Yeah, have a nap. That would be a peaceful way to go. I would like Carissa to be in the room, though. Although maybe it's better for her alibi if she's not. Let's see. She can come tearing into the room when he, like, collapses, I guess. Bruce is dying from poison. Look, his spots have changed colour again. Oh, dear. I'm sorry, Bruce. You had to go. Carissa didn't want you in her life anymore, but she wanted your money. You know how it is. Oh, some fake crying over there. She's like, oh no, he's died. Oh no. Is she leaving for school? She is leaving for school. That's good. She doesn't need to see this. It is her dad, after all. So, Carissa's like, oh my god, this is so tragic. I am actually going to end this part here, you guys. There is one loose thread we have not tied up, which is Shark. But I figured Bruce had a countdown on his death, where Shark's still out there somewhere. He, at some point, is going to presumably come for the family. And I like him as a potential protagonist for Addison and co. when they go to university. I think that works quite nicely. So, yeah, I'm going to end this part here. I'm going to end this series here. I don't know how short or long this video will be because I have a lot of footage to edit out of Sims being really annoying at the birthday party. In fact, I feel like the birthday party footage is going to be about 2 seconds by the time I am done. So she has taken care of Bruce. She's sitting on a cool 2 million almost simoleons. Add him to our inventory, like our urn collection. She's got... I was actually doing the maths of how many Sims Carissa's murdered. Because she's killed Alfred and Bruce. She killed Makayla. She killed one of Makayla's wives, had a family. There were 3 Sims in that family, and Carissa murdered all of them. So that's 6. She also killed or contributed to the death of one of Makayla's husbands, who I think it was Dirk Dreamer. He had an angry cardiac explosion death, and one of the moodlets came from Carissa, and that was when she was a child. So, she's killed 7 Sims now. It's not quite up to her mother's death toll, which was, I think, around 12-ish by the time she died. We're working on it. We're getting there. I hope you've enjoyed this series. I've really enjoyed doing this challenge. It is so fun to play bad Sims. Like, happy families is all well and good, but playing the bad guys, it's really where the fun's at. I'm not gonna lie. So, I think playing my crime sorority is going to be a lot of fun as well. If you have enjoyed, please like and subscribe. That way you won't miss the next series when it comes out, when Addison, Maya, and Giovanna are off to university. Don't forget to wash your hands, and I will catch you next time. Thanks for watching.